Dev, you want to get started and give us a little update?
Sure. App. So the app is waiting for me to finish the test. Looks like Alex is on vacation. So if everything is right, he will just publish this version and he will be off until I think December 23rd.
Okay.
So we're gonna have a few days without any updates on the app.
Okay.
So right now, the what's going live will be the user profile and some bug fixes. So it's a pretty big change. He also changed some things on the related to libraries. So I think the app is much faster now, at least to open.
Yeah.
It's really fast. Just shows the splash screen and you see the list right away.
Awesome.
So pretty good.
And what about the notification bug? You think that'll be fixed with this push potentially?
Yeah. It was a really weird thing he found, right, Artem? I think he explained to you better, right?
Yeah, right. There was a navigation request after the notification is opened. It was written. It was like navigating one step back from where you.
Yeah, it would open it and then jump away. You're like, wait, no, you had the right thing.
Yeah, and it was related to something called Sentry, which Alex said that it wasn't actually used. And it was from the previous developer, and he said that it was a very strange bug, and it was really hard to understand what is going on.
Okay.
So I hope it will be fixed now.
Okay, cool.
Sentry was used to catch bugs, but looks like it just added one more bug. But yeah, so that one at least is fixed. So let's see if we're gonna get rid of all notification issues now.
Awesome. Okay.
Okay. On the website, Drupal 8 is getting more things done because Andre is focusing on that. Hannah is back, so she sent us a message, one update related to design on OP and comments. But I'm not sure, Patrick. What do you think? Should we continue on Drupal 8?
I don't think she has the final OP and comments up yet, right? In Zeppelin. So I would keep going on Drupal 8. Probably Wednesday, I'm guessing she'll have something, and we should definitely switch to that because it's a major design for the live site change.
Okay.
It's not that it's a major, huge design change. It's that it's hitting every single page, so it's major in that sense.
Yes.
And it does look nicer from what I've seen, significantly better. So, so that'll be a nice little cleanup at the site soon.
Cool. Another thing that is good news is because we were talking about the mega menu last week because of Drupal 8, and the mega menu module is huge. There's a lot of JavaScript, and Andre was working on that, and he was able to get rid of the module, which is awesome. So we have way less JavaScript, and we just got rid of one big module. So this is awesome.
And that's
we're gonna try.
That's for Drupal 8, you mean?
Drupal 8, yeah, but we're gonna try to do the same thing on Drupal 7.
Okay.
Just basically, we have we don't have the nice UI we had before. Not so nice, but now we just have code. But as we don't change that often, so it's good. So we can just.
It's occasional. I'd say once every 2 or 3 months we do change it, but okay.
Yeah, exactly. So we can just go in and change the code, and it's fine. It's worth the change. So that
you think the benefit is just like actually it's just faster, lighter page, stuff like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Much simpler.
Okay.
The backend too is better because less modules, faster backend.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
So the other thing is WSO Store. We're pushing live the changes. Next week, not next week. Tomorrow, we're Artem will do more changes because as we're getting rid of product bought by user node, we're gonna have to make changes on the queries we use on Tableau. So you might have a few days without the right information on Tableau. just so we have time to update those queries.
Got it. Okay. Sounds good.
There's more.
Yep.
So tests, we have more tests too. We have the automated tests, including company notification, company compensation notes, interview reviews. There was an error with interview, weird one, but we're gonna fix that. And John also reviewed the changes I did for SEO. I included him on Trello so he can create cards with more changes that he sees. And yes.
Is that on the D7 board? You just put them in there?
Yes.
The D7 board? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Perfect.
And I think that's it.
Okay. How about support guys? Anything you guys are seeing, Ivy, Carolyn, that's been kind of popping up lately? I've seen a lot of where's the password for the private equity.
Yeah. We actually received 10 requests for last week, just for that.
It seems like it's still coming in. I changed the email that they get initially to try and reduce that. Is it still coming through at the same rate, or it seemed to be slowing down? I don't know.
I think it's slowing down a little bit, but what I noticed is a lot of the people who are contacting us now about this actually bought the course a little while ago, and in some cases months ago. So going forward, it should.
Okay, so we'll see if it's still coming from new people eventually. I guess it'll eventually start running itself off. Okay, cool. And then specifically, let's see here. What about like support in general? How are we looking on the other stuff? Anything with any other trends or any other patterns you guys are seeing?
None. That's the only issue really for last week. Yeah.
All right, cool. Okay, and then refunds. I think were a little less last week, but we're still trending a little high on refunds. But I think it's pretty similar to last year if I look at the pattern. So this year we're hovering close to 10%, but last year it was a little under. So we'll see where the month ends up. Revenue is a little light for this time of year. This past week was pretty flat, but we'll keep an eye on it. It's
low for resume and mentoring.
Yeah. It's a little slow. I mean, it's always slow this time of year, but it was a little slower than even normal. So I'll keep an eye on that. I mean, we'll see what happens. But other stuff that's interesting, active users. I'm taking a look right now. I think we are right almost even with last year. So it's registered users. We've definitely gotten much better at getting people to register given the traffic. 7679. I'm pulling out the sheet right now. 7679. 767. It's not surprising that things are dropping now. People are in finals right before holidays, but it'll be interesting to see in January how things compare year over year. What else is going on? I think we had Ria had a really active. So jumping to social media, Ria had a really active week on Instagram, and we jumped back up on like engagement and everything there. We did have a big spike in Twitter. Nan, I don't know if you saw on the 14th. Did we do something on Twitter that was special?
14th, Saturday?
Yeah, or is that Friday? That's Saturday, because we had a bunch of new followers suddenly on Saturday.
Okay, I don't know.
For normally, we'll take a look at that once we're off. So I don't know if something happened. Somebody mentioned us or retweeted us. It might have been. I think Liquidity might have tweeted at us or something like that. Could have been that. What else is going on? Let's see here. Yeah, Nan, anything on social? You're just kind of manning the ship, trying to keep it upright while Callie's kind of has her 3 final rounds this week coming up.
Yeah, just if she lets me know what days. She said she would try to schedule, so I don't know. And then you told me to cover, so I'm not sure what to do yet.
Yeah, I mean, I would try to get up as much as you can. Today, tomorrow. Are you out later this week?
I'm on this week.
You're on this week. Okay. So yeah, whatever you can schedule, I would schedule just because she has 3 final rounds. That's like pretty crazy.
Okay.
This week, so I guess she's pretty stressed about that. Talent Oasis, the updates there. It's pretty slow there. We did close another one. I don't know if I told you guys a couple weeks ago with Cohere, but they're still looking to hire one more. And then we haven't had a new paid job, but we've been doing something. Carolyn's been putting up jobs, like kind of business dev jobs, like private equity jobs from different cities to collect top applicants, and then use those in biz dev. After this call, I'm hopping on with Nathan to discuss that, to try and figure out ways to get more business, get more clients, and be like, hey, we have this person. Would you like to see more candidates like this? So we're being a little bit more aggressive on the business dev outreach. Matt has been doing a lot of partnerships. Matt, thanks for doing that. I saw a lot were coming through. How's it looking there in terms of getting deals done?
Yeah, so my inbox got filled from the last weekend's blast that I did, but yeah, majority of those should be coming through. Like I said, there's not much pushback to this partnership. 2 more were secured this weekend, so the promo should be going out today and tomorrow for that. I messaged Callie about that.
Nice.
But yeah, I would anticipate probably on the low end, probably another 3 to come through this week. I just see here I got about 12 emails in my inbox, all from that blast. So I'm gonna go through those today, and I'll keep them posted.
Was that blast from the form, or that was the initial blast you did? You
mean? A little bit of both.
Yep.
Just because when my calendar got filled, some people from the blast that I did booked out in advance. So when I went through my calendar and emailed all those people, some of those are coming through. But I would say a majority of them now are probably going to come from the form that was attributed to these promos when we announced them. So.
Got it. Yeah. So I think we'll talk maybe once we're off the call about potentially getting a calendar set up for you outside of that, or modifying that one that can get have you help with the mentor calls, because I think Nathan and I are gonna eventually start doing that. My calendar's about as packed as it can be, so I'm tapped out in terms of calls. Nathan, you want to talk a little bit about that, what we're doing?
Yeah, sure. So last week the calendar was pretty jam-packed. I think it was about 30, 31, 32 in total. And the outreach on LinkedIn is going really well. We were doing about 200 before, and so I've upped that to about 400 to 500 outreach connection requests per week, depending on kind of Patrick's capacity and how the calendar's looking for the next week or two. So I think last week I did 400, and I think so far this week you've got, I think it was 21. I did a rough count quickly this morning. That's going really well.
This is what my calendar looks like. So, so it's a little crazy. I still think I have some times Wednesday though.
You do have some slots, yeah. So I mean, fingers crossed, people will just keep booking through.
Yeah, I think in the holidays it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then podcast stuff and media stuff. Isabella's videos continue to do amazingly well. We're embedding them all over. I think Andy used one of them as a lead in the newsletter. I think it had over 3,000 views in the first week, so that was good to see. We're starting to just continually keep growing steadily on YouTube, which is nice. I'm looking at the analytics right now to see how we're looking. Yeah, we had a record day on Friday, and each time kind of we release one of those and she embeds it. It kind of keeps bringing the entire channel up. Isabella, have you embedded kind of the latest one across all those threads?
Yeah, I embedded it, but it's a little bit slower because when I added it to WSO Media, which I think drives a lot of the traffic, I think around 20 minutes later, an AMA replaced it. So it was only on the front for a little bit. So
Yep.
I think that kind of cut down on the traffic. And then afterwards, it was added to the social media, which helped a little bit. But I think it has to go back up, just because I think that's where most people see it.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. I actually don't think many people see it on WSO Media. I think what's getting it the views, if you look here. So this is probably when you started embedding. I don't know if you can see my screen or not. So it's steadily still going up. When we embedded on WSO,
yeah, it could be that.
I don't know.
Possibly.
Like, yeah, no, it definitely helps if it's sitting there, because it what happens is it goes it actually gets views on under tracker. It sits there as well, like right here, like it is there right now. So maybe that's why. Did you put it back up on there?
I didn't. Just once it fell off the front page, I wasn't sure if I could put it back up or how that works, so I didn't do that.
Yeah, so it is here. It is here, which is I think why it's probably getting why it's still kind of growing so fast. So yeah, it's the last one. It's the last one.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I embedded it in about like 40 to 50 different threads. So that probably will help even if it's not on the front page or anything.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, that'll just help it long term. You know what I mean? Very
Right.
cool. Okay. You can see we had a very big day on Friday. But this is great because it's like building up, gradually, slowly but surely, it's starting to kind of get more views. It'll be interesting to see if we can get like some organic traffic though, right? I feel like so much of our views is just driven by WSO. It'd be interesting to see if we actually start getting some organic stuff around here. And I think it might make sense at some point to bring on somebody who can help us, not necessarily with the SEO of YouTube, but just more strategy around the specific other things. Like, I think we're doing the end cards, we're doing all that other stuff, right? Like
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Well, Rebecca and Daniela. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see when the newsletter went out, and this is the lead story, just boom,
Right.
took off.
Yeah, that made a really big difference. And I think that also what would help is I noticed that obviously it has to do with SEO, but when you search on Google and now the videos are just starting to show up, I think it took a while for it to show up when you would search something like Ask WSO. It would just take us to WSO Media. It wouldn't say YouTube and then my video. So it took a while for it to even show up through
Yeah,
Google.
like they weren't getting indexed. Yeah.
Right.
I think that's pretty standard. It takes a while for them to kind of get in, but now they're showing up. You're saying, even if you're searching like incognito.
Yeah, a lot of the older ones are. Some of the newer ones are still slowly
getting indexed. Okay. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we actually start getting some organic traffic from these, because we have these are very specific to certain keyword phrases like higher view video interviews. Like that should theoretically do really well in organic search. And same thing with this investment banker salary and bonus deep dive.
Right.
But we'll keep you guys updated on that, see if we keep trending in the right direction there. The podcast keeps going well. Changed some things so that the audio is better. We're going to start using Zoom. And Monkey to Millions launches tomorrow. The first episode will be released, so
nice.
Fingers crossed.
Very.
The three out of the 4 kids already have internships for the summer. The problem is the one who doesn't have an internship is actually graduating, and he needs a full-time offer. So, still working with him. I have a call with him today. But it'll be interesting to see where each of them ends up. Anything else you guys want to cover? Anything else about biz dev or?
Well, I just wanted to say I'm going to try and take some time off over the Christmas period. So I'm not actually sure exactly what days those will be. I mean, I actually told you I was going to book the full week off, but I'll probably end up working 2 or 3 days of the week. But I'll let you know a bit closer to the time.
Sounds good.
And in terms of biz dev, I don't think there's much. It's basically just the LinkedIn biz dev and this new outreach that we're doing to businesses who are potentially hiring. yeah, we'll see how that goes, and then we can discuss next week.
Yeah, and in terms of the Monday calls, I'm going to be gone. We can skip the Monday call next week and the following week. So it's going to be a couple weeks without a weekly wrap up. So let's just communicate when we can or when somebody's on in the team chat, and then we'll kind of reconvene on the 6th.
Yeah, and guys, one thing I've been doing with Patrick is I've been sending audio updates. Maybe that's easier. So if you guys want to send updates to the team, that's a good way of doing that too.
Yes, you don't have to type out like 10 paragraphs. You can just record yourself and give a quick update of what's going on in your specific area. Those have been great.